The point guard position is loaded in the NBA today, as it seems almost every single team has a decent player at that position. A ball handler who can be an extension of the head coach, a quarterback on the floor, however you want to describe it. And I think that there's a few young point guards in the league right now who have not hit their stride just yet, but perhaps in as little as 1 season or 2 seasons tops, they could elevate themselves to some of the better spots among the point guards in the NBA. And this is going to be established NBA players. There's no rookies here, so don't expect Chris Dunn to be on this list. But let's get started. The first one, Emmanuel Mudiay. In his rookie season, Mudiay already showed a natural ability as a playmaker, averaging over 5 assists per game starting the majority of the season. He was able to do it in the half court, as well as transition as well. And when we speak about transition, it seems like Mudiay is going to be a real threat there for a long time because of his natural athleticism, as well as his willingness to attack the basket. Now, with all that being said, he was only 19 years old this season, so it was not perfect. He did average over 3 turnovers a game, although he did get better as the season progressed, and his outside jumper is definitely going to need some work as well, as teams were willing to just go under screens on him. He could not make them pay for it. And when we are speaking about his scoring, shooting 36% from the field, he definitely has a ways to go there. But again, only 19 years old for Mudiay. We expect that his growth will allow him to make an open jump shot. Towards the end of the season, the last 25 games or so, he shot about 37% from 3. If he can go into next season with that jumper, he's going to be very good for the Denver Nuggets. And so while he's had his struggles, he's a natural playmaker. His three-pointer got better towards the end of the season. He's an extremely athletic guard. I think Mudiay is going to be just fine in this league. Now the next guard who's willing to take a jump is the Orlando Magic's Elfrid Payton, who in his rookie season was a very good playmaker, averaging over 6 assists per game, and his ability to get inside the paint, whether it be through pick and rolls or beating his guy off the dribble, he seemed like he could be a real player. Now his jumper, it was established early, it was going to need some work, but it seemed like he was on the upside. But then in his second season, the Orlando Magic hired Scott Skiles as a head coach, who implemented a more pass-heavy offense, which resulted in Payton playing off the ball more, and since he's not a natural shooter, his value decreased. Skiles also liked giving the ball to Oladipo more often, and as a result, Payton, his second season was very up and down. But it seems that going into his third year, the Magic are really catering the offense towards his skill sets. Scott Skiles is no longer there, Frank Vogel is the head coach now, and also, through trading away Oladipo to the Oklahoma City Thunder, it frees up space for Evan Fournier at the shooting guard position, and since Tobias Harris is no longer there, we assume Mario Hezonja is going to be playing a lot more as well. 2 shooters that Payton can kick the ball out to, but also, Orlando is going very athletic with their front court. Aaron Gordon looks like a lob partner for Payton. There's also Serge Ibaka, who's very smart when it comes to scoring. He definitely knows how to play in the pick and roll. So I think with the style of play seemingly going back towards Elfrid Payton's skill set, I think you can expect a big jump from Payton this season, and hopefully that jumper comes around too. Next up, Dennis Schroder of the Atlanta Hawks, who has spent a good chunk of the past 2 seasons on the bench as Jeff Teague was the starter. But Atlanta, they traded Teague away to Indiana. They're ready to embrace Schroder as the starting point guard. And the one difference between Dennis and Teague is Schroeder's going to be a whole hell of a lot more aggressive. You're going to see more pick and rolls going straight towards the basket with him. And I do think it'll bring some more excitement to the Atlanta Hawks. Now we can say at times he is a bit trigger happy, and he's not the best outside shooter, so there might be a few growing pains. Can also not forget that with the acquisition of Dwight Howard, he's going to have somebody to throw the lob to, and there's also still Atlanta's very good system with Paul Millsap, a power forward who can score from everywhere, shooters on the wing. I think Dennis Schroder is set to do some big things for the Hawks. Now, a concern can be he does have a thin frame, and he might get bodied up by some other point guards around the NBA. But look, he's only 23 years old. He's finally getting the chance to start. I think we could see him up for Most Improved Player this season. And finally, of the Los Angeles Lakers, DAngelo Russell. And the one thing with the point guards up to this point, they're not shooters. In DAngelo's very first season, we saw that he's going to be able to hit three-pointers for a long time in the NBA, which increases his value tenfold because he can play off-ball, he can make LA's offense much more versatile, but he also showed his abilities to beat guys off the dribble, and he was actually pretty damn decent when it came to finishing inside the paint. Although his overall field goal percentage can definitely be improved on, but hey, it's only the rookie year, it's okay. And I also think just having the ball in his hands more from Kobe Bryant no longer being on the team, that's going to allow him to be more productive right away for LA. And DAngelo's ability to control pace, whether it be slowing down and then speeding up right at the right moment, lulling his defender to sleep, he's going to be a very good player in this league for a long time, and that LA Lakers team's looking pretty bright. And if you're going to ask where Jordan Clarkson is, well, he'll make the shooting guard edition of this video if I can give you a little spoiler. So there you have it, 4 NBA point guards who have not taken off just yet, but I don't think it's going to take much longer for that to happen.